Good morning, everybody. Oh, oh no, oh no! I tried to put my arm around you, and then he went away. This time, it was actually morning.
Well, it's still morning.
What do you mean it's still
You
morning?
said it was actually morning.
Oh no, it's morning. It's 7:13 right now, but Stella woke up at like 6 something. She woke me up, but I didn't want to get out of bed. But look. Oh gosh.
I don't think you can see that.
You can't, really. You can if you can. That's to show that it's dark out.
It's dark out.
It's so ironic. When we used to sleep regularly, we would sleep when it was light out. And then when we try to wake up at a regular time, we wake up when it's dark out. It's flippy
You
floppy.
can't do it right, honey.
It's flippy floppy. And we didn't even get much. We didn't get a whole bunch of sleep. We slept till like 1 or 2.
We slept pretty early.
Yeah, 1 or 2. And we woke up at 6. That's only 5 or 4 hours of sleep. That's not enough sleep. I tried so hard to like be regular, and then I was expecting to wake up at like 10 or so, or 9, and it's early. So I'm also really hungry, so I decided to get out of bed. I kept telling Stella to go back to sleep, but I'm
Your stomach won.
really hungry. Yeah, it's like those things when people ask you, if you're really hungry and really tired, which would you do? Would you sleep or eat?
You always sleep.
Usually, but
'Cause
like
you're
no.
tired.
But if you're so hungry that your stomach prevents you from sleeping, you gotta do the eating thing.
Well, that would be true for the other one. If you're so tired, you can't eat.
Well, yeah, but if you're both, what would you rather do? And I would
think
usually
I'd rather
sleep. Yeah.
But I'm always way too hungry and I can never do it. I'd want to do the sleeping
Yeah,
one
Stella.
instead.
So yeah, we're gonna try to be up and then sleep at maybe 11 or 12 again. We're gonna try and stay up and keep ourselves occupied. Maybe watch another movie. We'll see.
I want to watch Tomb Raider or Love, Simon.
Are either of those out?
Yes, they're out at 7 p.m. tonight.
Oh.
That'll keep you up because you have to be up at that time.
The mustache in my mouth.
Oh, that's what you get for growing hair around your lips. You get it.
Yeah, for those of you guys that have mustaches,
You stop doing that.
we all know what I'm talking about. I usually trim it. I haven't trimmed it in a while. So if I don't trim the sides long enough, they'll start to curl into my mouth. That's super annoying. And it gets even worse when I eat food because it's just like I'm just shoving it in there.
This is from Oswald.
Oh yeah, Stella said I haven't addressed. Oswald bit my nose. Like I was holding him, and then he was like, and he just bit my nose.
You get hurt by Oswald more often because you think you.
Yeah, Oswald likes to hurt me. He's really docile, but like when he's not. He's like, I'm gonna go cray cray on you. So yeah, or like you'll hold him like this, and then sometimes he'll be like, no more holding like that. I'm done. And he'll go super flip. The story is, what was it? You made me something, and then she says, what kind of?
I made you waffles or
Yeah,
pancakes.
like a
Probably
long
not
time ago,
pancakes,
before we lived together, I think.
Okay,
I don't
so
know.
we were starting.
Yeah, and she's like, what do you like? I'm like, I like maple syrup.
I was like, what do you
And she's like, okay, great.
Butter, maple syrup, whipped cream, what kind of toppings do you want? I kind of gave you an array of things.
Oh, I don't remember.
I was like,
I know. I'm pretty sure I said butter and maple syrup.
Mm-hmm.
And then so came over, and then she made it. And she's like,
Mm-hmm.
I think you told me you specifically went out and got me maple syrup.
No, I have maple
Oh,
syrup.
she had
that's
maple
what
syrup.
I would eat. I eat maple
Oh,
syrup.
and I ate it. And I'm like, this tastes kind of funny.
Because it's not maple syrup.
And she's like, this is maple syrup. I'm like, it doesn't really taste the same. I'm like, maybe it's the brand.
Yeah.
And then she
doesn't like maple
quickly
syrup.
realized what it was. I don't use maple syrup. I actually don't even know what I use right now. That I have to think about it. I use Mrs. Butterworth.
It's
Oh,
just
she
syrup.
I think it's just syrup. She tells me it's just syrup.
It's like brown syrup. It's pancake syrup. Like the way McDonald's calls their syrup hot cake syrup. It's not maple syrup or regular. They call it hot cake syrup.
All right.
Goodbye.
Spin cut. Yes, honey.
What you doing?
It was really short-lived. So the clip before this was at like 7, and now it's 9. We finished making and eating porridge. Then I got really tired. So
You've returned to the bed.
yeah, I'm full enough where I can go back to sleep. And it's not an afternoon nap.
'Cause it's 9.
It's 9, but sometimes we sleep at 9, and then we end up waking up at like 7 p.m. I'm hoping we'll wake up in less than 3 hours and be regular again today. Alright, we'll be up. If we...
Flappy hand.
We'll be up later. Alright, it's been a while since the last clip. Right now it is 9. If you recall earlier, the
It was
last clip
9.
was 9. So, surprise, surprise. In between, we just slept. It was Stella's
All
fault.
your fault. I had an alarm.
Oh my gosh, she had an alarm for 3 hours,
knocked it
so
out.
we were supposed to wake up at 12 p.m. But she didn't wake up. And then I woke up a couple times, but since she wasn't up, I just went to sleep, I guess. Oh gosh, how does that even happen? I was expecting to sleep maybe 6 hours or something because we already slept 6 hours. We were only up like 2 hours, but we were up 6 hours. I'm sorry, we slept for 6 hours. We were up for 2 hours. We ate some porridge, and then we slept for another 12 hours. That's 18 hours of sleep. Why? We need to stop sleeping so much. It makes the day just ridiculous because we're gonna be up probably until 9 a.m. now, and it's already 9 p.m. There's not much you can do out there. Alright, I guess we're gonna start our day now.
Good morning.
Good morning. I always quote that song. Do you know what song I'm talking about, honey?
Good morning. Good morning.
No. When everyone else is getting out of bed, I'm usually getting in it.
It doesn't say good morning.
I'm not in it to win it. What song is it? Oh, I forgot to do the spin thingy. Oh well. We're heating up pizza that we didn't finish the other day, yesterday, from Blaze's. And then I have no idea what we're gonna do. We're gonna do something productive.
Clip.
Oh, clip. Whoa.
My zucchini noodles with the trout, steelhead trout, side of lots of tomatoes because Mr. doesn't like tomatoes. This is not really a gratin, but it's a broccoli gratin on a sheet, so there's more crispiness instead of all the creaminess. Mr.'s just chomping down away. And he has some leftover zucchini that wouldn't fit into my family. We're watching Jeopardy. If you ever wondered what's underneath our table, it's an ottoman with our tray and boxes and the cat.
So I've been putting Oswald on my shoulders
As if he was a parrot.
as if he was a parrot multiple times throughout the day to get him more and more comfortable with it. Uh-oh, he's trying to get off of me.
Okay, both of your butts are looking at me now.
Oh, sorry. Anyways, he
This is
adjusts with me.
never good. So he bends down, he'll go down, and then Mr. will stand back up.
And then Oswald will. Is he even facing the right way?
No, but he wasn't facing the right way earlier.
Oh, there we go. That was fun.
Mr. says all the
Oswald's
time.
a bush cat.
He's a bush cat.
I got that from watching. I don't know what the man is called. The guy that carries a guitar case. It kind of looks.
My
the guitar
Cats from
player?
Hell.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
Making Oswald a tree
He
cat.
wants him to be a tree cat. And very often
Be on
you
the
see
prowl.
those curtains over there. He'll put him up there. So, but Oswald doesn't move. He just sits there. What's the time?
It's 5 o'clock
What are we up
in
to?
the a.m.
Are we gonna go to sleep?
Not yet.
Okay.
Hey, interesting update.
Well, they don't have a bed that adjusts on both sides to their ideal fate sleep. 10 couple!
Tired.
What time is it?
It is 10:45, so we're up longer than we were yesterday. Did we sleep yesterday? See, this is what happens when your sleep schedule is all weird. You just can't function. And I don't even know what happened the day before. What's today? Because regular people, this is what I used to do. Whenever I slept, that was the end of my day. And whenever I woke up, that was the beginning of the next day. So it was at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. That's still the same day. And now it's 10 in the morning. It's 11 in the morning now. And then it still feels like the same day. But once I sleep, it gets weird when you reset. It just doesn't work well. I don't think we're gonna be able to stay up all day. I feel like this entire vlog is just me at different parts of the day feeling tired or up, but just complaining about it being the wrong part of the day.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna make some pickled mustard.
Greens.
What?
It's a mustard green.
Well, no, you kind of want to let it air out because there are obviously holes in there. Alright. It is now 1:30. And oh gosh. I don't know if I think I'm less tired than I was yesterday, but I'm like more exhausted. If that makes any sense. But yeah.
So we're going to sleep.
We're gonna go to sleep. This, again, like yesterday, might turn out to be a terrible idea. So yesterday we slept at 9 and we woke up.
So mustard is its own thing.
Really? What's a mustard?
There are mustard seeds.
But isn't mustard just the plant?
Oh, I don't know.
What would you call a plant?
I would think mustard is a condiment.
Would you call it a mustard plant?
So I'd feel like you said you're pickling the...
Pickling mustard.
That's what I said.
Let's look up what mustard is. Oh, it's a condiment.
Say that again.
I said it's a condiment, but there's a mustard plant. Isn't that silly that the plant, so you have to specify as a mustard plant? But then when you just say mustard, then it's the condiment?
Mm-hmm.
That's weird, isn't it?
So, mister, what are you doing now?
Don't you think that's really weird? Because that wouldn't follow for anything else, like mustard seed, mustard being the condiment, and then that describes the seed. It's not a condiment seed. Mustard oil, mustard green. It would be the plant, and it should be like mustard condiment. That's weird, right?
Yes.
Comment down below. I can't be the only one that thinks that's weird.
Mustard
That's totally
is a condiment. So he's grabbing the sugar.
unless I did not look at the right definition or whatever. But I mean, I think if you just said mustard in general, people would think you're talking about a condiment instead of the plant, and that's weird. Maybe they really should have chosen a different name for it. You know, like tomatoes and ketchup, they're different things. Pickles and cucumbers. Anyways, this is how I like to do it. I add 2 tablespoons of sugar.
You.
What?
Mhm.
And then 2 tablespoons of salt to every 1 quart of water. So, not sure how other people do this because I don't know a whole bunch of people who do this. But this is what my grandma used to do.
We have 2 salt things. We have a salt pourer that you can like sprinkle. That's a sugar container from Walmart, I think. And then we have a salt pig over there. But I really like having 2. And
Probably
I
would
think
make more
that's
sense to use a
real
salt pig to
fancy.
scoop out salt, but you know.
But you decided to put sugar in first, so sugar is coated all over the spoon. Or you could have just grabbed the half teaspoon and used that.
Doesn't have to be super exact. And
Is this considered pickling?
yes. This isn't using vinegar. This utilizes the sugar to break down into lactic acid in an anaerobic condition, and that's what will produce the kind of sour pickling and preservation effect But it actually might be the salt that preserves it. But the lactic acid buildup will create the sourness that you get from pickles. Anyways, it's probably good to note that we're using kosher salt. Because I've been told.
Volume is different.
Yeah, so if you use the same amount of salt, it's just table salt, which is smaller
Iodized
granules,
salt.
you will get something really salty. Yeah, my grandma used to make this for me all the time as a kid, and I loved it. But when she showed me how to make it, it was a pretty imprecise process. So now that I have it fully dissolved, I'm going to go add some regular temperatured water and mix it all in. But the way my grandma used to do it, she would clean the vegetables with water, and she would rub salt into the vegetables to clean it. And then she would add some water and sugar into the solution. And she would, because you leave this out for about a week or so. That's how long I leave it out in whatever we have, like 70-degree room temperature. And so what she would do is she would leave it there, and then she would like taste it occasionally. And if it wasn't like sour enough, she would add some sugar to it. If it wasn't whatever enough, she would add salt to it. And just it's kind of an imprecise thing, you know. But that's how I used to do things. So instead, because if I just rub all the plants with salt, I really don't know how much I'm adding. And sometimes it'll be too salty or not salty enough. I just add it to the water, and then I just wash the vegetables by just rinsing them with water, and then I put the solution. So this is the vegetable that I'm using. This is what mustard looks like.
Mustard plants.
Mustard plants. Gosh. For the longest time, I never knew what this was. I didn't know what this was. So when I had to go buy it myself at a store, I was like, what's that vegetable that she uses? But it's okay. This is a very distinct look. I haven't seen a lot of vegetables that look like this. So it's not too hard to find. And you can do this with any vegetable. I just have a particular preference for this type of vegetable because it's what I grew up on.
Mustard green. Or in...
Oh gosh. Totally forgot this is connected to so many other things. We got them all washed. Now all you do is stuff them into the jar. Yeah, you wanna make sure that the jar is clean, your hands are clean, because you're gonna be storing this for a while. So it'll take about a week until it's about ready, given the temperatures in the room and how I like to eat it. But after that, you can store it in the fridge for a couple months, right?
We have, yeah.
How long have we stored it for?
I don't know, 3-4 months.
Yeah, you can store this for a pretty good amount of time. You don't really have to be too ginger with it. You really want to crush it all in and get it nice and tight. This
is when I ask, why don't you just chop it?
Yeah, I don't really know. My grandma does it this way. She just kind of squashes it all in there. And I like to think that if you cut it, it'll become like soggier. Kind of like when you do a cucumber and you pickle it, it stays crunchier if it's whole. I don't know. That might just be misguided. And I'm really hoping that this whole thing fits. But as I continue to do it, it doesn't seem like it will. But I might give it a go. Oh, yep, definitely breaking it now. It's definitely okay. It's okay. We'll leave that part out. Definitely. Oh no. Maybe. I don't really have a great method for doing this. I would just recommend, if you're gonna try this, to just kind of keep pushing. Keep pushing. Okay, maybe I'm gonna stop pushing now. I think I could put it all in.
Look what he's at so far.
Okay, those top pieces are definitely gonna be a little wonkier, but that's okay. So I got some
Give it a little spin.
popsicle sticks here. Alright, we're gonna cut them to about the right. You know what my grandma used to do?
You gotta tell me.
Yeah, my grandma would just, so she used to do this in the big lychee bottles.
I think that's a regional thing.
Yeah, that's a regional thing. So, I don't know how to describe it. There's like, it's a Jello. It's like Jello
crack it.
shots. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that made a lot more sense. They're like Jello shots that were sold in these big plastic containers.
Like jugs. Like barrels, but they were plastic.
Yeah, they were like this big and like this tall. It didn't matter what the Jello shots were. Anyways, so she would use those plastic containers and fill them up with this, and she would put chopsticks in there. She would just like break chopsticks in there, and then she would cover.
To-go chopsticks. Or regular chopsticks.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay.
Probably to go. That would make more sense. But I don't know. And then she would put plastic wrap on the top, and she would cap it all up.
But it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
She also dried it, didn't she?
Yeah, that was the thing. She used to dry it out in the sun, I believe, and like she would dry it. Because I always remembered as a kid, I was like, oh, it's kind of gross because like flies would land on it. But
You ate it.
yeah, I ate it, and I did that one time, and it.
Oh, wait. You can pick it up.
Doing that. Oh. It's satisfying to watch.
You can barely see it because it's clear. Are you gonna fit all of it in there?
Well, no, you kind of want to let it air out because there are obviously holes in there.
There are pockets.
Pockets.
I don't know if there are holes in it.
There are pockets in there.
See, that's a good thing because you measured out your ratio prior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole thing with this is, we made it a whole bunch of different times with trial and error using my grandma's method of like salt or like adding salt in there, and really this is the most consistent way to get the same result. That's what consistent means. This is the best way I've used to get consistent results pretty much all the time.
And make sure it's all submerged.
Yep. You gotta make sure it's all submerged. And then it doesn't really matter if you get all the air bubbles out now or not.
Because it'll just keep making air bubbles.
Yeah, over time it's gonna start to burp up. So when we put the lid on, I let them know.
Do we want to take out the little floating ones?
We can do that. So what my grandma used to do is she would just leave it with the thing on,
Putting that on the table.
and it would just overflow.
Okay, you can do that.
So I put the lid on. No idea why she never got a better jar. No one ever, I don't know. So we got the lid on, and then why is it not wanting to cooperate with me here? Why are these lids so problematic? Okay. I like to just back it off a little so it has enough room to bubble up. And if you put the lid on too tight, it can explode. I'm not sure if it will, but that's a possibility. Like when you're making anything that ferments, it can just blow off. So what we used to do is, if you don't have a two-part lid, is you would screw it down, and then every so often you would burp the lid. So you got to open it and let all the gases come back out.
So you just open and close it.
Yep, open and close it. And then I like to put this in a place where I can see it and monitor it on a daily basis. Oh, there's a big bubble here. That's weird. I don't know how to get. Huh.
It's a bubble bothering you.
It is, because it's so big. I'm gonna give it. See, it's such a big bubble. Get a little.
You just poke the chopstick in there.
But it took me so long to get the lid off. Oh. You get that on camera, honey?
Kind of.
Nope, I'm just gonna leave it. Ah, it's so bothersome. How does it...
Here's the big bubble he's referring to.
It's such a big gap. But I can't imagine that staying. We'll see. I'm just gonna leave it. Alright, and we'll come back to this in a week.
Well, you can show them every day. Because it changes from like this green color to this
To this other green color? Yes.
darker green color.
Yeah, and then the solution right now, it's clear. It'll turn
Cloudy.
cloudy and kind of yellow-green.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the best way I think I can describe it. But yeah, well, we'll check back on this every day. And,
You know what you should do right now?
what?
Date it.
Date it?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was dating you.
Oh, no.
Aww. I usually don't date it, but...
Yes, yes, we do. We always date it. We always
Yeah.
mark when we've started.
Stella makes sure to date it so I can remember, because if not, I don't ever remember.
Then he'll go, oh, it's been like a week. It's been 2 weeks. It's been a day.
Yeah. It's okay. My grandma would always just take a piece out and eat it. And if it was okay, it was okay. Because different temperatures will affect how fast things will happen and whatnot. But it's usually about a week. And then since we don't eat it right away, you kind of just put it in the fridge and it can finish doing its thing in the fridge. It'll be a lot slower and whatnot. But that's usually what we do. Alright. That concludes the mustard green vegetable pickling process.
That's super catchy.
Yeah! You guys should try it out. Like 9. Now I'm thinking if we sleep at like 1:30 and we wake up at 1:30 again. Oh, that would just... I don't know. Then it's just like every day we gotta push it a little further until, until we sleep at 10 o'clock and wake up at 10. Alright.
Good night.
Good night. This is a weird vlog. This is all about sleeping and being at an off schedule.
Oswald doing the biscuit.
Doing the biscuits? What are the biscuits? Oswald, are you doing the biscuits?
Like he was.
What are the biscuits, Oswald?
No,
What are the biscuits?
The camera.
What are the biscuits? What are the biscuits? Oh no, biscuits. Oh no, biscuits. So wide-eyed. Alright. Good night, guys. Spin cut.